with some breaking news and information that has been reported on as of yesterday. I'm just finding out about it right now, and so I'm bringing this to you all. I'm going to give you all a few moments to come in, and a special shout out to Neek at Night, who I was scrolling on Instagram and I came across her video. And there's some things inside the video that I want us to listen to. I'm going to tell a personal story that I have not spoken about publicly, but I am going to speak about it today and then I'm going to be done with it. I'm not staying on this broadcast long. I'm just saying what it is that I need to say and I am jumping out. I actually saw a video recently because, there's this whole thing going viral on TikTok right now about ballerina farms. Actually, it went viral about a week or so ago, where there's this woman who is a Tradwife and she's promoting this Tradwife lifestyle. And a reporter came out to report on the situation. And the reporter noticed that the husband was really controlling and that a lot of the rights and autonomy that an adult in her position could have, she doesn't have. And she came out and made a disparaging retort to the reporter. And there are content creators who are coming out talking about how, oh, when a person is abused, you can't really say, well, you made your bed, lay in it, or that you chose that, that's on you, I'm stepping back. Because these young ladies who are caught up in this cult, right? When you hear and see the way that it is, the way that they're acting, and when you hear my story, right? You're going to get a greater sense for there's something going on, but I'm challenged because it's like, okay, so while these people are in the cult mindset, they are also hurting people. While these trad wives are out here defending their husbands, they are hurting people. You'd be surprised how many women come to my videos to brag about how amazing their husbands are and this, that, and the other, and how you single women can't keep no man. But when you push back a little bit, because methinks thou dost protest too much, no? Are you trying to convince me or yourself that your husband is so grand? But when you push back, they disappear. Hey, don't no husband come forward with his kind gentleness. What does come forward is something from the creature from the lagoon. I've seen it too many times. I've seen it too many times. So, for those of you who are just coming in, pull up a seat. We're going to be talking about Nature Boy. I have vowed that I would not talk about him publicly because I have not wanted to promote him. But now that he is incarcerated and getting the justice that he deserves, I am going to speak about it and I'm going to tell my story. Okay? I'm going to give you all a few more moments to come in. I'm waiting for the text to go out to the text notification squad. And then we're going to go from there. Let me see if it has gone out. It hasn't gone out yet. So I'm your host, Tanya TKO. If you're just joining us, I'm coming off of a tremendous stint where I had a really big operation on Juneteenth, where the ancestors protected me and covered me, and I have been in recovery. It's been very difficult. I went to the Caribbean to recover. I ended up getting sepsis, and a doctor there saved my life. On my birthday a few days ago, I came back to the United States, and I've taken some measures to help me sleep at night so that I could at least be able to repair and recover. I've been seeing specialists every day, just about. Well, it's Saturday now, so. And then stay tuned. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a watch party for the Passport Bros. But yeah, so I am still recovering. You know when I'm in my healing phase because I let my hair go all curly and let it grow out because I don't want to, while I'm doing my healing, I don't want to bleach my scalp. But yes, I am here. I am feeling a little bit better. I have a bunch more appointments coming up just to figure out some of the things that have been happening post-surgery. So nonetheless, back to Nature Boy. For those of you who don't know me, I am a self-love specialist, And when I first came across Nature Boy, I thought that, so in the very beginning, the very, very, very beginning, when he was in Mexico, I believe, the place before Costa Rica, wherever it is that he was, I thought that what it is that he was doing was a good idea, because I saw that he was in another country, that they were eating fresh fruits and that they were getting sun and that they were living a chemical free life on a huge piece of land. And I thought that it was a good idea. Then he started matchmaking and things started to get a little precarious. Then he started taking all of these wives. Then he impregnated one of the girls. She actually, I was watching the videos when she was in labor and things were going wrong and they had to go to the hospital because she was in this was the first time that they had experienced childbirth, but they were, I believe her name was Eliana. She was in an extreme amount of pain and they had to go to the hospital, and he relented finally, saying, well, we had to depend on Western medicine to save, his child's life. So let's jump into the video. Let me get it queued up for you all. Oops, here we go. So for those of you who don't know, these women are claiming to be his 4 wives. This person on the side is Nature Boy. Eligio Bishop is his real name. And the text just went out. So if you're coming in, go ahead and throw up a thumbs up, leave your comment. I'm going to play this, and then, like I said, I'm going to tell you my story. And special shout out to Neek at Night, who put up this footage so that we could play it here today.
When I tell you the amount of compassion that people have today, it's not there. We get information that we can't keep silent. Our husband has been through everything. Costa Rica, Mexico, Panama, everywhere, Georgia, and he turned that camera on and he tell you he
all right, just let me know how the volume is. It sounds a little high in my ear. I'm turning it down just a little bit, but just let me know how my mic is compared to their volume.
Let you know exactly what's going on. Yesterday we got information that Eligio was stabbed. Jumped. He was jumped.
Stabbed, nigga.
4 niggas jumped on him and stabbed him out of nowhere. And we couldn't go.
What?
Nigga stabbed, my nigga.
Stabbed him?
Are you kidding me?
Hey, y'all. I'm gonna just let you talk. Because it's a lot. It's a lot.
Damn,
it touched our heart, bruh.
It touched
He
our
got
heart.
stabbed, yo. That shit touched our heart, yo. Feel that shit, though, y'all.
Sit like that.
What he going through?
Yeah.
He innocent. Our husband is innocent, and he up in there like he really locked down, incarcerated, like a person that actually committed a crime. He ain't commit no crime. He ain't do nothing to nobody. He ain't got a.
So you see what I'm saying? She's about to say he doesn't have to capital R word anyone, especially since he got 4 wives. When S-A-R word, it's not about the intercourse, it's about the power. And we know that this man was power hungry. We know that he had a tremendous ego. We know a lot because we saw him broadcasting nonstop. Like this was the gift that kept on giving that you never asked to get. And so I'm going to tell my story after they finish speaking, but I just want you to just look at this puppet show. Because, it's like people are like, oh, well, they're in a cult, so we can't, they're in an abusive relationship, so, we can't. However, but these people are harming folks. I mean, I understand they're brainwashed and all this other stuff, but while they're in that brainwashed state, they're being very harmful to other people. These are the people that hold you down and allow other people to do stuff to you and then cover up for you. So it's like, okay, so I know they're victims, but they're also perpetrators as well. Listen.
Rape a girl. He got girls. First of all, phone right here.
Come on.
He gotta rape no damn body. The fuck? Come on now. Come on now.
Yesterday, what we did was, when we heard the news, we called everybody. We like trying to find out as much information as possible. Nobody's telling us nothing. The Georgia Department of Corrections is messing with people's paperwork. He put in paperwork that puts his family to be notified and be able to check on him to see how he's doing. They saying to us that he didn't put no paperwork in, when I know he did.
He put paperwork in.
So now nobody can call and check on him to see how he's doing. This is a life-threatening situation, and I don't care how you view somebody.
Right.
Where your heart at?
Right. Exactly.
How is everybody talking about this and smiling and writing stupid-ass comments, celebrating the fact that what he going through ain't something that everybody going through. Everybody going through this shit. As a people, we are broken.
All right. So one of the things that I need you to do is I need you to just take a look at young lady
that people have
on the left.
It's not there.
I just need you to take a look at her.
We get information.
Just look at her face right here, and the one
that
behind her.
We can't keep silent.
Right.
Our husband has been through everything.
Yep.
Costa Rica.
Yep.
Mexico, Panama. Everywhere.
Just look.
Georgia. And he turned that camera on and he tell you, he let you know exactly what's going on. Yesterday we got information.
This one right here, you can tell she not really too into it.
Jumped. He was jumped.
Nigga.
4 niggas jumped on him and stabbed him out of nowhere. And we couldn't go.
What?
Nigga, stabbed my nigga.
Stabbed him?
Are you kidding me?
Hey, y'all. I'm gonna just let you talk. Because it's a lot. It's a lot.
Damn,
it touched our heart, bruh.
It touched
He
our
got
heart.
stabbed, yo. That shit touched our heart, yo. Feel that shit though, y'all.
Shit, let that
What he going through?
This is like, I'm sorry, but this is like a performance, because they looking to get a pat on their head when they go to visit, or hoping that he gets out, and so they put it on this performance, because I have never. And then this girl right here, this one, you could tell she not really that into it. These are putting on the show of a lifetime, like kind of like on Lifetime, because this.
He innocent. Our husband is innocent, and he up in there like he really locked down, incarcerated, like a person that actually committed a crime. He ain't commit no crime. He ain't do nothing to nobody. He ain't got to rape a girl. He got girls. First of all,
She's stammering. You see this one right here, she looking at the ground because she know her right there, she daring. She like, I dare you. So nonetheless, let me tell my story. Let me tell my story. My truth. Okay? Sit down and gather around. Pull up a chair and listen. A few years ago, I was supposed to, and this is the first time that I'm telling this story publicly. And when people are saying that she's high, her jaw is kind of moving a little. So I don't know, but it does look a kind of, Nonetheless, a few years ago, I was going to interview him, because I had gone from, oh, this is a really good idea, to, oh, this is really kind of strange, to, this is interesting and I'd like to get his take on it. But it was at a time where people really didn't know what to think of him. and I was afraid that my video would serve as promotion for him. I had gotten in touch. This was when he was doing his lives all day long on Instagram. I had gotten in touch with him and I said that I wanted to interview him. So the girls who manned the page got him in touch with me, right? We actually even exchanged phone numbers. We spoke and we were setting up an interview for the next day, right? And this is what he said to me. He was like, well, you know, I'm really busy and I got a lot going on. So we're going to set up this interview for tomorrow, but I may be late. I may cancel. I may not show up at all because I'm really busy and I have a lot going on, right? So he says this to me. And I'm like, this just, it seemed a little weird for him to be excited about the interview, then kind of be a little, you know, then posit this at the end, right? So then I was like, okay, I got off with him. And when I tell you the ancestors were clawing at me, they were clawing. The ancestors were like, do not do this interview. Do not bring him on your platform. Do not interact with him. Do not engage with him. Disengage. Like I felt knots. I felt sick to my stomach. There's some people behind the scenes who can attest to this because I told you all behind the scenes what was going on because I was in conflict, right? So then I thought to myself, okay, you know what? He said he's so busy, he may cancel the interview anyway. Let me put myself on full screen. Right? I was like, he said he's busy, he may cancel, he may not show up, he may this, he may that, right? So I was like, okay. So then very early in the day, I sent him, no. I remember I was in trepidation about it. I was in turmoil about it. And I'd say maybe about an hour or so before we were supposed to do the interview, I sent him a message and I said, and I canceled the interview. I said, you know, my spirit, something, I don't remember what it is that I said, but I canceled the interview, right? I don't even remember if he wrote back or said no problem or left it on red. I don't remember, but I can look through my history and see that now, right? This would probably be a good time to pull up those receipts. I am a little leery though, but let me pull them up or just tell the story. Let me just continue telling the story, right? And if you all want the receipts, I'll be more than happy to provide them. Once I told him that I was not going to do the interview, of which I thought it would not be a big deal to him, right? This guy. This was the day that girl, I believe her name was Eliana, right? With the little fro, and she was so cute, and her father tried to save her, and she had a son, and was it a son or a daughter? And I think it was a son. And her father tried to save her and take her home. And I believe he took her home, but then she ended up going back and then she was getting abused and then she left nonetheless, right? This was the day when I sent him that message. He went on live, right? And he started cursing the girls out. He started berating them, right? And I remember because someone had sent me a message like, oh my God, he's beating her on camera, right? And I went to go see the video, right? Because I was like, what the hell is going on? The young lady had the baby and she had gone into like this bathroom area, right? And she was like trying to run from him. And I think he was like trying to get inside the room and then he got in, right? And all you heard was her like screaming, and then you heard like a thud, and then the baby started hollering, right? And then you heard him back there, and you heard the thwacks and the hits, and you heard all of that on camera. And she was screaming the way that you hear a woman scream when she is terrified. And once the baby once you heard that thud and then the baby starts screaming, right? It was just commotion in there. I saw that footage and I did not screen record it because I was so, you ever seen something, heard something, experienced something so sick that your bowels feel like they're gonna just give way, right? Like I saw that and I was sickened to my core. And I personally think that he did this because he wanted to do some grand show or gesture that would make me interview him, like get him on and interview him, like, what are you doing, to kind of like bring him down or whatnot. I personally feel that he did that because he wanted to just take it up a notch to make sure that he would get the interview, right? And I never said another word to him. I never spoke to him again, never messaged him again, never nothing. I just removed myself. I never even spoke about him publicly. Like people would be like, oh, cover the Nature Boy story, cover it. And I would not cover anything that he was involved in because I didn't even want to utter his name out my mouth. So when these young ladies say that he hasn't done anything, that he hasn't hurt anyone, listen, I am an avid supporter of women, and I am against violence enacted against women, children, and the infirmed. And so when I hear that this man was jumped and stabbed in prison, I think about that woman who was holding her baby as she ran from him. That's what I think about. I think about the terror she must have felt as he pursued her into that room. I think about how she must have felt when you heard that thud and then the baby start hollering in a way that was abnormal for a baby to holler. I think about what she must have felt when we heard that thwack, whack, whack, and her screaming. That's what I think about. So when I think about the knife plunging into Eligio, I think about his fist plunging into a woman who had just given birth and was holding a baby when he pursued her into a room, and then we heard all the knocking about. That's what I think about. So when they say that he hasn't done anything, oh, but we know that he has. So some bigger, stronger men pursued him while he was helpless? All right. Well, just desert you live by the sword. You die by the sword. When you hurt other people, it's only a matter of time before karma comes knock, knock, knocking at your door. So they could sit up there now, after the fact, all that they want and say that he has done nothing. But we have witnessed that he has. So that is my story. That was my experience. I saw it and I witnessed it, as did many of you. So if he's in there getting beat up, I know on camera that at least on one occasion. Now, if he did that when the cameras were rolling, imagine. Oh, imagine when they weren't. He didn't get convicted on a whim. They have evidence that convicted that man. And I hope to goodness gracious that they saw the footage that I saw that day when we heard that baby hit the floor. So, whatever is going to happen to him in there, I trust that there is balance in this world, and that the seed that he soweth, oh, shall he reapeth. So that's my take on it. That's my take. So listen, on that note, I'm going to get out of here because I just came on to just tell you all my story. That's it. That's it. Oh, look, somebody's saying she saw the footage too. I remember the day that happened. I saw the footage too, and the other women were sitting around watching it happen. You know, it happened so many years ago that I don't remember everything, but I remember that there were women who were on camera. And I do remember that there was somebody who ran to the door to like kind of see, but then the rest of the women just sat there on camera while you could hear this in the background. And then they tried to stop him because it was so loud. Not because he was beating her, but because the cameras could hear it. So when these women say, oh, he didn't do nothing. All right. You can keep telling yourself that lie until you believe it. I don't know, maybe you all weren't there at the time. But this is the look I'm giving you all right here. This girl right there. Yeah. All right. I want to hear what your thoughts are on this. Give me your comments below, right? Tell me what you think about this whole situation. I really don't know what else to say. Tanya TKO, I'm a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And what is your self-love lesson? I didn't set up my video in the way that I typically would. We just went in. What is your self-love lesson? SLL. What is your self-love lesson from today's video? I have to think and see what my self-love lesson is, because I am working on having empathy for these people who are in these cults, in these abusive relationships. I'm working on having empathy for them. However, I still have to have advocacy for those that they're hurting. So I have empathy for you, but my empathy stops where you are hurting other people. I understand brainwashing, and then people come out of it and they're like, oh, I don't know what, I'm a smart person. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was brainwashed. Okay. But while you were doing that, you were also hurting people. So it's like all of a sudden I'm supposed to be like, oh, well, yay, you're out now. But the things that you have done, it's like you're going to have to absolve yourself of that. In the meantime, I have to concentrate on the people who actively want help. Type SLL and let me see what your self-love lesson is. Oh, I forgot to read the news articles about this man. I forgot to read the news article. Because there are news articles that have come out about him and what has happened to him. Oh, let's see. Nature Boy was stabbed over 10 times in prison. Let's see what they're showing here. Oh, it's just a little post. I guess no. Oh, here on Yahoo. Accused DeKalb cult leader Nature Boy hospitalized after prison fight. A man accused of running a cult in DeKalb County before being convicted of R and sentenced to life in prison earlier this year was injured in a prison fight earlier this week. The Georgia Department of Corrections confirmed to Channel 2 Action News that Eligio Bishop had to be hospitalized in the Macon State Prison on Wednesday. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. He has since been released from the hospital and returned to the prison. In March, Bishop, who is known as Nature Boy online, was found guilty on charges of R-word, false imprisonment, and sharing 3 pieces of actually explicit content on social media. So I guess he was doing revenge P0RN. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Investigators have accused him of leading a cult known as Carbon Nation, R-wording a member when she tried to leave in 2022, and posting revenge P0RN online after she left. One witness, Giuliano Diaz, testified that Carbon Nation is not a cult. It's not a cult, said Diaz. It's a tribe. Another testified that Bishop did not control when they ate or drank, nor did he force them to use restrooms outside. Portia Wade said she did not consider him God, but yes, he is the Messiah. His trial was briefly delayed after he accused the judge of trying to spread COVID-19 in the courtroom after she tested positive for the virus several days earlier. Bishop also claimed that the shackles he was made to wear were prejudicing the jury against him. The people involved in the fight with Bishop have not been identified, and it's unclear what charges they will face. The Georgia DOC's Office of Professional Standards is investigating the incident. So it's non-life threatening. He's going to be all right. He's back in the prison. All right? Well, listen. Life without the possibility of parole. So he is where it is that he belongs. I trust that the jury saw the information that they saw and convicted on the evidence. That's what I trust. And I trust what it is that we saw and heard on that video that day. And on that note, I will see you all in the next video. Tanya TKO. Nature Boy himself even said that he has no control in the white man's society. So that leads me to believe he wants control of his tribe. Yeah. Thank you. And yes, I am still healing. I will see you all in the next video. Tanya TKO, and I'm out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And write your self-love lessons below. Let me check the apples. I got everything. And so I'll